Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, it ever humid out here in Texas today. Holy moly. Anyhow, guys, I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and waking up to this Monday morning takes some courage, I'd say. What we're seeing, guys, right now is we're seeing a hike in the 10-year yield over about, I think, 3.50, 3.51, somewhere in there, maybe even a little higher. And of course, that is causing the equity markets to just kind of freak out. And, you're seeing big drops and this and that. But for me, guys, I'm looking at the crypto markets as holding up pretty strong underneath all of this pressure. I mean, Bitcoin's just teetering around that high 18,800 to the 19,000, in that range. I even seen it peak above 20,000 over the weekend. And so for me, I think we're finding a great trading range here right now. And I do not believe that we're going to lose that 17.5. And if we do, I'll tell you what, I will definitely own it. But I think if it does happen, it's going to be a very quick wick, down and up very fast. But needless to say, guys, some of the articles that I've been reading on the, how to combat all this inflation and stuff, and on rate hikes, and here in the U.S., I think we're expecting to see, and they've got it baked in, let's be honest. We're expecting to see this 75 basis points rate increase, And so that's what, 0.75, and maybe it'll go to 1%. But guys, that is nothing in comparison to Argentina. I don't know if you've read that article or not, but Argentina raised its rate hike by 550 basis points, basically 75%, because they're dealing with over 100% inflation. That is insane. How would you like to be stuck in any kind of a debt product right now? Whether it be credit card or a mortgage or something like that, and if it was variable, and then have to be paying 75% interest on that? That is insane. I just couldn't believe it when I was reading that, and I'm thinking, how are people surviving down there? Well, the reality is, guys, they're not. And there is a lot of pain going on in this world over this manufactured crisis that, believe it or not, was created by your central banks. Don't think, guys, that this is just, an economic reaction. No, these guys are in the know. They're the ones printing the currency. They're the ones that are setting are in charge of this economy. And they got all these high-profile economists writing all this policy. And don't think that when they were doing all that helicopter money, literally shutting down the world, went under the big, lockdown deal, that they did not know or did not expect to see a result like this come, because they certainly did. I think this whole thing has been orchestrated. They're literally decimating an entire class of people all around the world, and it's hurting other people, other countries, way more, of course, than maybe the West or certain ones. It is hurting a lot of people here in the U.S. Don't kid yourself. There are folks that are having to make decisions about whether they pay the utilities or buy groceries, or whether they pay rent or put gas in their car. And decisions are being made like that. But I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think things will get worse down the road. But for these markets, it is my firm belief that we are going to see something like we saw in 2008, when everything literally fell off the cliff. And they came in and they bailed out all these big banks. And you even got the ECB coming out there already saying, hey, look, we're ready to provide liquidity to all the banks and this and that. While people were losing their homes and losing their lives, in some cases, these banks were being bailed out. And what happened to the markets, guys, from 2008 all the way to 2021? Really, just went way up like that. And we almost hit that 4.236 Fibonacci. Well, I think, guys, believe it or not, whether it makes sense or not, doesn't really matter. I think that is eventually what we're going to see. And then after that, I think it's game over. And boy, they're going to flip some switches for sure. Now, guys, if any of you are in some of these jurisdictions that are facing like some massive interest rate hikes, and you're literally seeing mass unemployment as a result, businesses closing as a result. If you're in Argentina, I'd really want to hear from you. But I know we got folks living in Lebanon. I know we got folks in Venezuela. I know we got folks in all these various places. And I would really like to hear from you guys to, say, hey, look, this is what it's like on the ground. This is what my community experienced. Hey, my family or whatever. Because I think, guys, when you comment on these things and you tell your story known in a forum like this, that's when the real news gets out there. And I'll tell you what, that has an impact. It has an impact on me for certain. And I share that information with others. And then when others see it as well, it makes an impact on them, because we're not getting the truth. We're just a bunch of sheeple as far as they're concerned. We're not getting the truth from these news medias. I don't think any of us believe that 100%. They are owned by these massive conglomerates, and they set a narrative and they feed it to us like it's porridge, I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, I don't want to get too much out of a soapbox there, but you kind of get the drift of what I'm saying. But listen, I hope you've had a great weekend. We're going to be releasing our video this afternoon right on time, and I look forward to doing it. This one's going to be a good one. Believe it when you see it. Anyhow, guys, I hope until then you have a great rest of your day.